What's up, folks? I keep showing games I've not played. Almost like they do it on purpose. So, had a headache today. Napped a bunch. Just kind of felt, man. I was gonna do Ass Libra, but I got caught up in the UFO Fitty mines. Chariot Fist Hell. Wasn't too bad. Not my favorite beat 'em up. Really the best strat was just doing jabs, doing strings. Strings that don't end with the kick knockback. You can kind of lock any guy down with oh yeah. This isn't gonna be an interesting series on YouTube or anything like that. Half of these I do off stream, but we'll do the tier list at the end. So I didn't play Victor, I played Jake. Just to start the little toughness. This was actually one of the hardest things. This is one of the few gifts for the little dude that actually required any effort on my part. You had to get through 9 waves. But yeah. Show it off with these guys maybe. So it's like, and then you just kind of like pause for a sec like that. And then you just do another string. So funny enough, jump kick, good like evasion, advancer. The running attack, not too bad, but it does put you out a bit. But really, most of my playthrough, I never touched a pickup hardly. Those started feeling like liabilities because I can't lock them down as good, too much knockback. And it's like I want to deal with guys right away. And I just jab. The little bit of dodging, let some of the charge guys kind of do work against other guys. And really, I got to the final boss twice, and on the second time I killed him. Otherwise, I died in a bunch of random little spots. It was cool. Definitely not the best. I don't think there's a cute gimmick. You know, it's not a bad game. Like it's fun, but there's much more like in-depth, like parry, dodge, like where you use all of your tools. Kind of beat 'em ups. There's some like Fight and Rage that are like really smooth and you go buck wild and stuff. Click this for now. And do a lot of like just crazy movement. Just it's all about just combos and beating ass and stuff. And most of them I would say are more like methodical, right? Where it's like you need to approach them carefully and use the right moves and stuff. But in this, it's really just jabs. It didn't feel like cheap, like it was made for co-op. I would say the only thing that felt kind of cheap was probably the last boss. He essentially just spawns like dozens of guys, and if you don't keep up, then you get overran. The first time there was a bunch of dogs that attacked, or the first time no dogs attacked, but the second time a bunch of dogs attacked. I'm not quite sure what that was about. Maybe it's just the amount of time you spent on phase 2. But yeah, so I mean, it was okay. I mean, River City Ransom, like an ancient beat 'em up, has like an open area where you spend money to upgrade your guy. A more interesting progression. Throw felt, well, you couldn't even upgrade it, but throw felt kind of goofy. There's like a boss that like needed throw, that was about it. Recovery doesn't really make sense as like a good upgrade. You don't really want to be taking damage, so it's like you're just gonna max toughness and strength, which means you're just gonna pick one of the 2 dudes who have a lot of toughness and strength. So it's like, I don't know, it feels kind of like it's fun, it's good, it's nice in the ensemble, but definitely doesn't feel super clever in a way that lets them kind of move away from genre standards, maybe. And then I finished Rock on Island too. Honestly, man, Rock on Island was a slog. This took fucking forever, man. Fucking 9 hours, man. I was like, Jesus, dude. Blockwall seems like a slog. Rock on Island, man. It's cool. I like the idea of the tower defense. But at the end of the day, it's not a super clever tower defense thing. You don't really get to the point where you ever feel like you're on like a power trip. Like the towers only upgrade once or twice, right? Well, they upgrade once and then they upgrade again. So there's a few branches. So you've seen pretty much everything that's gonna happen like almost right away. And then there's like a few new enemy types. But the biggest thing is just like how fucking formulaic it is. It's like you're always farming 10,000 chickens every fucking round. You're always like manually fighting for half of it. I guess that's the cutest thing it has is like you go in and fight yourself, but it's like there's other games that kind of do that. So. Once again, good in the ensemble. I don't hate it or anything, but I just kind of just knocked out the last half today. But I was definitely done. The last mission took me like almost 2 hours. And I think it was over an hour on the last successful thing. Like it was just literally lasted that long. I mean, I went overkill and just put dudes in every spot, but like why wouldn't I? The very last boss of it, I actually had to manually attack. So I don't know. I think Rockon Island, it's cute, and it's like I feel like they were trying to make it more puzzly, where it's like you trial and error it and then like get the best setups, but really all that means is you're spending more time doing chickens, more time doing a lot of the same stuff. I got a headache and I was just tired, so we'll just leave for tomorrow probably. I'm gonna boot up 2 more, Campanella 2 and Hyper Contender. Maybe I'll even do Valbrace as a treat, man. Everybody's hyping it up. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Sleeper, but I feel like junk today. I woke up and I was like dizzy. Couldn't even walk straight for a while. Honestly, I think it's all this hot, cold, and allergies. My ears filling up. Water. So yeah. What did you think about Rock on Island? Did you finish it? But yeah. There's a reason a lot of the best tower defense are like mouse and keyboard. Like you might run around with the guy, but like it's quicker to do shit. Like it takes too long to farm up for how tedious the chicken shit is, and too much trial and error to get like an optimal setup. And as soon as you get as soon as you get your first batch of chickens, it's like over, and you just run out the rest of it while placing millions of guys. Like there's some strategy, but yeah, I definitely felt like there could have been a bit more polished there. Definitely not bad. I could see people popping off for it, but like I said, it took me 9 hours to beat this shit, dude. Like I said, the final level literally was an hour for the successful attempt. Like goddamn. I thought Fistel was fun. Like I said, I don't think it's got a clever enough twist to make up for it being kind of like a subpar beat 'em up, but it's a quick and dirty one, which is nice. Soloable, you know. It's just got a cheap final boss. Didn't really play anything else. I'm too dead to do like a... My headache really started when I was in Rock on Island, so I didn't want to do any other crap. But let's boot up Campanella 2, Hyper Contender, and I might boot up Valbrace as well. It's like a good DM. Won't be a long stream. I've been up for 12, 13 hours. But we'll chill for a little bit. Get the shit. Apologies we didn't do Ask Libra. I was really planning on it this morning, but we'll do it tomorrow for sure. Or something tomorrow. Campanella 2. I know there's a Campanella that's like, Fantasy Zone? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Where it's like, over the, like, you're behind the guy and he's like shooting forwards, like a Star Fox thing. I don't know if that's this one. Flying / on foot. Jump, shoot. Enter door / ship. Doesn't sound like this. Yeah, I wanted to try to like stream the end of each of these each time, but yeah, today I kind of broke that. Like some of these chairs, I'm just like, I don't want to be doing like every stage on stream always, because sometimes I'll just play this to chill if I get like a headache or something. It's like, well, I don't want to like start the stream at the very end of like a arcade attempt, so it's whatever. Because a lot of the time I'm not. What the fuck, dude? Just Campanella again. But different. Yeah. But yeah, it's like some of these, oh, it's stage based. Nice. Or is this like a, it's got branches. It's probably a full game over. We'll see. Damn, we got crazy. I'm like in the whale. Yep. But yeah, what I was saying was some of these it's like I don't mind doing like a cherry off stream or something maybe. But some of these I end up just beating it and sharing it in the same thing, so it's like I'm not streaming the finale. It's all good. I just get out anywhere. Going too hard. Interesting. Can I like talk to these people? Guess not. You get like upgrades or lives or just one touch and it's over? Looks like it's procedural. Not my favorite. Only murder, yeah. What it seems like. One star fragments opens the path, but also awakens the bile of old. There's like a money system, so... Not gonna be like where it opens? Okay. A little run and gun mix. It's cute. I assume you can get like upgrades or something. Maybe not on the first stage. What would be the point of not just like busting through as quick as possible, right? Fuel. Burrows 2. Friend who lives in the woods. Okay. Not sure how I'm feeling about Campanella 2 quite yet. It's cute, it's got like a few different things going on, but it's just like procedural assing around. If I could pull those, like way more roguelite. Okay. So it's like going for a hard roguelite thing. Maybe more roguelike. I don't imagine we're gonna be saving anything between runs. So you have really limited fuel too. Not good, you can jump down. What the fuck are these bombs, man? Weird ass bombs. Okay, we got different routes. My ship's health is very bad. And that was Campanella 2. Awesome. I don't know about this one. Seems like it could be cool, the roguelike shit. The fuel seems kind of like just another annoyance. I guess it's to keep you from like doing too much, but if the actual risk challenge would be enough there, but I don't know, we'll find out. Interesting. Not an immediate grabber, but I mean, sometimes they aren't, and they end up being cool. Alright, let's boot up the others. I'm actually feeling shittier than I thought, so we might not go for super long. We'll boot up each of these and go for a bit and see what's up. Sports. Oh no. Maneuver, weapon, weapon, alt, melee attack, block. What is hyper contender? Normal, hard, and hyper. We'll start how they want. I bet you can cheese this if you could change all this shit like Pashita Vol. Or you just change the rules, find like a good setup and just rank it. Okay, Yogo, Draz, Rex, Safi, Gilroy, Voltana, Donkeys. It's just a basic character. Oh my god, is it Smash? I have like limited use of my ship. So here's a double cup. Wrath of Donkus. I should have picked them, man. Alright. And that was Hyper Contender. Win a draft battle on default ring setting. A friendship bracelet. We could try to win one battle. Draft and Donkus. Oh, we're gonna win 5 matches. Wait. That later. And the AI is like jacked, man. Fuck, his shots just beat mine. Cool. Bushido ball over again, man. Right, well. There's Hyper Contender. We'll see about that one. Original release of Valbrace came with a full color hint book. Got Northrop Keep. Filtered. I'm just getting them started. I'm gonna clock out the stream. Alright, what are the things here? Mini slash attack, hold square to cast spell, block, dot. What are you, a big Hyper Contender fan? Oh. Seems like a fun, like, multiplayer one. Looks like a pain in the ass. His inheritance, what the? He took his loot. Yeah, I'll have to run it again later. Not really in the mood for it. likely to be. What the fuck is this? Oh shit. We're back in Grimrock. Fast turns inventory. Yeah, Grimrock too. Grimrock came early. Alright, alright. If they're green, maybe I already got them on. Like secrets? Oh. Press A on shows our towel. Oh shit. Whoa. Holy. Game looks keen on, man. You got like stamina and shit. Didn't they say you could juke? You press both at the same time or one then the other? Okay, that's cool. Faster. Okay. Guess somebody's like walking at you, I guess. Loot. Oh fuck. Oh, what the hell? There's like a spell combo. Okay, it's like a roll. That's cool. Yeah, you have to do like the spell shit. This game seems sick. Did you cherry hyper contender? Is it like an easy cherry? Extinguish the torch. I'll have to check the cherries on these. Just want to get them off the ground. This one feels like one I'd actually want to make sure I do on stream. If I walk off. Gotcha. Oh, you just win with 4 characters? Yeah, probably won't be too bad. Once I get a feel. Or how much health that brings back. The Dark Souls of Grimrock likes, dude. That stamina system. This game's based. I'm excited for this one. Campanella 2. Hyper Contender, I'm like, Campanella 2 seems better than Hyper Contender. What'd you think about Campanella 2? Secret? Skip it. Yeah. Honestly, they've already got too many games that use the Campanella stuff, and adding a run gun to it is cute, but... it's all just gonna be like, kind of mediocre. Adding a procedural roguelike to it isn't gonna be like super pumped. Or give me super pumped. I'll try some other spell combos. Not really see as though. I mean, maybe get like more time in the future. Yeah, that's fair. I'll ride it out for sure. Yeah, not the most amazing first impression. Like some punch out shit going on in this too. This is like a cool combo, right? Like Fist Hell didn't feel like a cute combo of anything. It was just kind of like an alright, but like worse done beat 'em up. This is like a punch out, but like fucking first person dungeon crawler. Cool. Like I don't think any of those I was talking about are like bad, by the way, but kind of a cool premise. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of depends. Them being shorter and usually trying to have some kind of like polished gimmick, I think it's a bit better than that. And this game took like a decade to make, so I don't think it was quick and dirty. I mean, maybe compared to like a full game each, but yeah, I don't know. I would agree that some games, there's just like a better version of it. Absolutely. Like Rock on Island, there's just better tower defense. The clever gimmick of just running around punching shit at the same time and making them short and puzzly is not like interesting enough. But I think when they actually like have a clever idea like this, or like Rail Heist, and it's still like short and sweet, like maybe, you know, a full game would have to be a little different, but when they kind of mesh stuff together, I think it's pretty cool. I feel like they do a pretty good job of that normally. Like, it's shocking how many are good. Like I said, there's only a handful I'd even consider close to bad. And then there's just some that are like, they work in the ensemble, but a lot of them are actually like really legit. Yeah, I mean, I don't know on the shmups, I've just played one, right? We got more. That's wild. So, yeah. This club takes like a shitload of stamina. Yeah, I don't know. I think you're harder on it. I don't think there's like that many just outright shit ones. But I mean, I agree in the sense that I would take out, you know, anything remotely resembling shit for something like stronger. If it meant there was just like 40 instead. That brace. This one seems cool though. Continue. Or zero dungeon. Is there like checkpoints? That'd be nice. Like which ones are just like truly shit? Zoldath. Block Koalas. Probably. Like I said, the ones that are the shittiest for me are ones that don't even work as like a small ensemble. It's like you're just chilling and you get to try all these different genres, pretty well done. Maybe they have like a gimmick, or maybe they're just like really well done in general, but like Block Koala doesn't even have that. Its gimmick is like a not very interesting, and it's a genre full of interesting ideas, and it's way too long. Like Block Koala shit. Bushido Ball is cool. I don't think it's a super fun solo, but it's very crispy, and as a multiplayer game, like pretty impressive there. I'll do a full tier list later, but I'm just gonna figure out what I'm gonna go through. What are the ones I think so far are just shit? Which ones are just kind of like eh? Which ones I think are based? Pumpanella, I didn't like it first, but it grew on me. A lot of people hate Golfaria, but I thought it was fine. Big Bell Race is like almost pseudo shit. Let me just pick out the shit ones, I guess. Porgies. Yeah, the Campanella one feels it almost feels like it's more to fit the story. Like an asset flip kind of cute little thing. It's probably the most fillery one. Like the controls aren't bad, and a lot of those stages are glitched where you don't even have to do half of them. That's not super polished either. Like if you watch a speedrun for this, they could just go through like a couple arbitrary points. Like that's it, so. Porgy, I would say is shit, but it kind of sucks to say it's shit. Because I think it is interesting and it is good, but it just has one really bad choice in it. Yeah, I don't have a take on Onion Delivery yet. It's really fucking hardcore. Like, out of all these I've started, this one seems the most, like, daunting. I do a little bit here and there, but the cherries, like, you have to do 15 extra deliveries. It's funny, dude. So I saw a record, like, I don't know if it was even a record, but like a high score video earlier today. Sometimes I'll just watch stuff to like maybe learn strats on these arcadey ones. Dude, so the cherry is like getting 50, I think? Right? I think it's 50. It's 15 on top of like the more normal. This fucking guy had like 123, dude, in a week. I literally fell asleep during the video because it was like so long. Because he'd pretty much go the entire fucking city every single time and get like every power up and shit. I was like, holy fuck, man. It's funny because even in Onion Delivery, where it's like this daunting task to even get the cherry, it's like there's people who like triple the cherry, man. Like it's nothing. I'm just like, good god. For me, Onion Delivery, I think just has the steepest learning curve. Like, super tough controls because it's very stiff. To the point where I feel like it could be smoother. I think you could make more, like, Like, give me like a little map at the beginning I could study. Give me smoother controls, and then just make the hazards and the strategies like way harder. Because a lot of Onion Delivery is like front-loaded. Like, you need to learn the entire map. A lot of it looks the same, and you're very zoomed in. So it's like, let me just leave it on this while we're talking about it. So it's like, so it's got a huge learning curve on controls, because it feels very rough, and then like there's just, you always need to be going max speed because of all the hazards and stuff, and then some of the hazards make it so the controls are even rougher. So really hard learning curve, and you need to be driving in very specific areas. You need to learn the whole map, and on top of that, you also have to just execute it well. So I don't have much of a take on this one. I feel like it's not bad, maybe, but the learning curve might not be worth what it is. Like, Crazy Taxi's cool. I kind of bounce off Crazy Taxi because I don't want to like learn the map, and I don't think the controls and stuff are like that crispy. But so it's like kind of similar here also. Like, I feel like, yeah, Crazy Taxi's probably just better. But the Grand Theft Auto one kind of like are like old what are the old NES racers called? Like Metro, Sam, something, I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, it's top-down Crazy Taxi. 100%. But like, that's not a problem. It's not like there's a whole lot of Crazy Taxi games. And going for the top-down racer, like old school style, but with Crazy Taxi is fine. But the thing is, like, I find being able to see what's in front of me a bit more interesting than having like a GTA or old racer viewpoint. And while I like maybe the aesthetics and the atmosphere on this one, it's like, I just don't know. The learning curve might just be too much for what it is. I don't know. We'll see on it. I don't feel like it's shit. But we'll get into maybe mediocre ones. I haven't done enough, right? Like, I've done like what? Like barely an hour. Caramel. I don't think it's shit. We'll get into it though. I've done enough Party House. It's just a deck builder. It's a cute deck builder. If you want to like learn how to like do deck building, this is a good game. Yeah, I'll come back around to the mid shit. For sure. I'm just looking for the dog shit. Hotfoot shit. Yeah, I need to stop talking about every single one of them. I'll come back around. Hotfoot, I would say shit. This is one of the worst. This is like Block Koala's old ass tier. Honestly, I feel like Block Koala is probably above this, but by much. So, Hotfoot's biggest problem is Bushido Ball exists, and it's just a better Bushido Ball. Like, Bushido Ball is just a better version of it. Hotfoot's probably cute if you have, like, more people you're playing with, but really what it is, it's just like a FIFA, like, Madden type of thing, where you, like, just pass to your dudes, and then you're just throwing beanbags at guys, and it's like, the fucking coach is annoying. It's always a battle over just like the middle. There's some characters that are like OP. It feels really stiff. It takes a long time to do shit. The jumps are wonky. The AI makes it a pain. You could jump a beanbag with an AI, because you jump and you jump both characters at once, which feels fucking weird. And it'll bounce off the wall, and as the AI is coming down, it hits them, and you have no choice of where the AI is unless you're constantly moving them. So it's like, it just feels weird, and for the fucking cherry that it's like a blowout, it's kind of annoying, because the final fights are like pretty much just cheat. You're like dual wielding, get superpowers, can knock you down. It's just like, eh. So, I think Hotfoot's one of the shittiest ones. That must be rock. Same dude. Divers, Rail Heist, Banger. I think Rock on Island. I wouldn't outright call it shit. I think for an ensemble one, it's not too bad. But it is kind of a slog. Fist Hell. Yeah, so I mean, I think those are the other ones so far that I've actually played a lot of. I haven't played enough Mortal or Pin Golf. A lot of these are... I think Overbold seems really good. Pin Golf seems cool. It's gonna be tough. Mortal 2 feels kind of not cool, but maybe it's cool. Campanella 2 seems like I'm kind of over the Campanella thing. I've seen Star Waspir in the demo reel. Rakshasa. I booted up one extra today, man. I gotta beat some of these, right? Can't just play them all. Valbrace was my one extra. Hyper Contender seems kind of just whatever, but yeah. So I'm a mediocre, so I'd say those are the shit ones. I mean, is that fair? Depending on the game soured with these two, really? I thought people liked Rakshasa. I don't know about Star Waspir. I know this is the shittiest one combatant. I don't know. I don't think my opinion could ever sour on the game. It's a very impressive game. A lot of creativity. I mean, is there like some that maybe aren't as good as others? Maybe, but it's far from some cynical like grab bag of dog shit or something. I mean, we'll see by the end. I'm not done yet. I'm hoping there's more genres and stuff as we go. Definitely don't... Well, it's like, I don't know. I mean, I'll say I like some of the arcadey ones. There's plenty with saves and shit, but I feel like something like Campanella 2 is like, alright, you know, I'm good on the run games, but it's going for more of a roguelike thing. We'll see. It might be cool. Just genre mix-ups like Valbrace is really cool. Like Rail Heist is awesome. So yeah, I mean, so I would say the shit ones. Like, truly, like, okay, these ones aren't very good. This is like what you maybe almost expect from like a Action 52 game. Is Zoldath, Block Koala, and Hotfoot. And maybe Rock on Island. Oh, and Porgy. Yeah, like, I think that matters a bit more when they're a little longer. Or when, like, the execution of, like, the basics. Like, it's nice as an ensemble just to have a cute little Metroidvania if it's short enough and the execution is nice enough. And then you just kind of, like, run the gimmick and stuff. For me, it's like, Vanguard's, like, a little too long. Like, it's almost, like, 8 hours, right? I can run through Metroid Zero Mission in that time. So it's like, the gimmick's cute for a little bit, but the level design, the gauntlets, some of the loadout stuff, like, it makes it a little bit more annoying than I feel like its novelty really has legs. And so when you think about, like, yeah, other Metroidvanias, then it's kind of like an issue. I think it's like the ensemble matters a lot more when the games are shorter. When they start getting longer, then it's like, okay, you know, what does it mean at that point? Like Rock on Island, it's cute, it's a tower defense, but I'm like, 9 hours? I'm like, okay, now we're moving into like, you know, it's not just like a little thing. Yeah, I got you. I understand. I just don't think it's quite as cynical as that. But I mean, I get having a different take on it for sure. I understand. And I'm not trying to say I'm like lowering standards just because there are 50. I think they're like super impressive for having 50 of them. And very varied. I don't feel very cynical about many of them. Even ones I think are like really shit, like Porgy, or like kind of like just a misstep. His old ass like trying to be procedural and stuff. I mean, I don't know how the story of the whole thing is, but I mean, I get what you're saying for sure. But I mean, they're also working within like certain bounds. Like doing like 20 SNES games or something would be like a nightmare and take forever. And then fucking Grimstone needs to be a 50-hour RPG and shit. And like the novelty's kind of gone at that point. Like that kind of matters. Like it doesn't feel like an Action 52 thing. But I mean, I agree with you in some instances that it's like, okay, you know, these ones are like overstayed. They're welcome for like the cuteness, right? Yeah, but I mean, I feel like they're pretty polished. I feel like maybe some of them are just too long in the tooth, maybe? Yeah, Action 50 Cheetah Man, fucking superiority. The Cheetah Man reigns supreme. Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, that's a totally. I mean, I understand, and I mean, I'll definitely have a better take on it by the time we're done. There might be some like whoa ones, like you know, when Rail Heist popped up, I was like, oh shit, you know, Valbrace. Like I like really like Overbold, you know. I usually don't like sit down and get into a lot of like arcadey stuff. I mean, I like them, but it's like having a dual system on top of that. It's been kind of cool, like delving into that side of gaming a bit more, where I actually just kind of like improve the arcadey stuff. But yeah, some of them though, it's like you know, like Fist Hell, it's like it's way too long for a run. I feel like these like 40-50 minute like beat 'em up because you want to play super slow, and it's like for what it is, that's too long. Right? Isn't there supposed to be some like unfinished game in this, or like some other game you could? I think it's like a different version, maybe. I don't know. We'll figure it all out. Maybe they got Cheetah Men in here. Is all I'm trying to say, man. Cyber Owls, Cheetah Men 2. All right, so I mean, I don't know. Would you? So right now, I would say Porgies, Old Ass, Hotfoot, Block Koala, and maybe Rock on Island. Like, are those the shit ones? I would say they're probably like the shit ones, with Porgy being kind of like an asterisk, and same with Rock on Island. It's like, what's just mediocre? I would say Barbuda. Porgy Inn is shit. Oh no, I wouldn't get rid of Porgy. It's a shame Porgy's on the shit list. Yeah, because it would be fantastic if you just like had all the power ups at once and just rebalanced it. Because it's based, and then all of a sudden it's like not. Yeah, okay. I'm not saying they need to be removed. I'm just saying like these are the ones that are shit. And it sucks that Porgy is shit. I would say Barbuda is like probably mediocre. I really like La Milana type of stuff. I don't think it's as cryptic or secretive as I like. But I think it's enough if you're a little quicker. I think you're a little too slow. Having no music's fine. If they wanted Barbuda just to be like, that's the story, it's like their first game, so it's a little rough or something, and like maybe, but I don't know. I mean, we'll see if I agree by the end of it. I'll definitely have spent a lot of time. I'm going for all cherries. I just don't think there's been like a huge lack of polish. I think there's just some that have like a bit more potential and to be tweaked. Like they feel well thought out. There's just a couple little messed up. And a lot of stuff that's like really good. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel tracking. But yeah, that's kind of my thing is like, I feel like when they start getting longer, it changes things because then you start getting into like the realm of like, okay, well, you know, I could spend 8 hours on one of these versus 8 hours on like Detroit or something. I think bringing something fresh to the table, a level of polish these old games might not have. I know they're trying to operate within the constraints, but bringing like some modern kind of like touches or ideas to like an old school style I think is cool. Like seeing like genres that exist now, like roguelikes or like idle games and stuff, and seeing them put into like an old thing is really neat. It's just like sometimes it doesn't always. But yeah, Barbuda I would say is probably mediocre. Like, I think if you moved a little quicker in Barbuda, it's just like really, I don't know. Barbuda's cute for sure. I don't feel like super cynical about it. Bug Hunter's good. Nimpack. Nimpack's solid. I don't really have like a big hate for Nimpack. Yeah, my thing is like I think the cherries. Oh, so that's a different thing for sure. I wonder if I'll do 2 tier lists. The cherry tier list. So yeah, a little bit more shortcuts, a little bit more movement speed. A background song wouldn't hurt. My thing, the cherry shit. They're all supposed to be games kind of the era in a way, and they did limit like what they could do and visuals and stuff. But yeah, I mean Barbuda, it might be part of the story. I think with the cherry, I gotta spend too much time on it to justify some of the stiffness just for the sake of story. I mean, Bug Hunter doesn't feel like a second game where they, you know, like Bug Hunter's like way better than Barbuda. Yeah, on script for sure, and that's kind of my thing is like, but it doesn't have to be because none of the others really feel like they're like on script. Well, I mean, they do like. But I mean, no dev is going through this many different kinds of genres in like, you know, 6 years or some shit with this level of quality, right? So it's like in a way there's like, isn't a script. Yeah, and I mean, I don't mind it like that. But I mean, the story in this game, apparently it exists, but it's like super hidden away, so. Barbuda's in a weird spot. I still like Barbuda, but I'm also like a La Milana freak, and like, play a lot of games that kind of do that kind of thing. So this might be way more impressive to somebody who doesn't play those kinds of games because there's not many cryptic games like that, like strategy guide stuff. But yeah, I get you, Tracker, for sure. I would say Barbuda's good, but I could get mediocre maybe on Barbuda. It's definitely like a couple tweaks probably could make it a bit more juicy. Yeah, for sure. Like a hidden speed item. Yeah, there's a lot of routes in Barbuda and stuff. Really, that was kind of my biggest disappointment was that really the cherry is just about not getting hit on the final boss. And the routing is just like, once you learn the whole map, it's just about finding the quickest way to get to the guy or with like the most juice. And it's like, that's cool. but I would have probably preferred, yeah, just having to get like every item or having to find every item at least once, not in the same run necessarily. Something that synergizes a bit more. I think that's where sometimes, and it's not too bad, but like sometimes the cherries I don't think mesh super great with what's special about the games. Bug Hunter, I've not. I think Bug Hunter's good. Bug Hunter's really solid, I think. When I spend more time on it, I think it'll be even more depth. Some people have gone like bazillions of streaks or whatever. There's a lot of mutant types, a lot of depth to like, like if you don't beat up the mutants, they won't evolve. If you don't beat up a certain type, but if they evolve once, then all the types are that way. And there's like 10 zillion modules, and it's there's a lot of. I feel like there's more depth to a lot of these than just like playing it for 10 minutes can really like. Like there's a surprising amount of depth to some of these. Like hidden tech and like how the mechanics actually work. And sometimes they're pointlessly obscure. Like I think Magic Garden, like the path to high score, you just like you go see people talk about it and you're like, oh, that's how this game works. And then it becomes like super free, but stuff like Bug Hunter, you really gotta spend some time with it, I feel like. Which I haven't yet, so. Yeah, a little music wouldn't hurt Bug Hunter. Even if it was just like a song. Ninpak, yeah, I think Ninpak's fine. I don't love Ninpak. Like I didn't just pop off. I think the auto scrollers don't feel as good as just like just actually walking in as much, but it's cool enough. Get a little repetitive because of the second loop being the same map with more shit on it, but it's cool enough. There's not like a whole lot going on in Impact. Like you just beef up your autos and shit. But I mean, it's co-op. That's another thing I really like about these is a lot of these games are like versus or have a co-op mode or like custom map mode. Like Jesus, Block Hall might be shit, but it's got like a custom map maker, right? Like way more than you'd ever expect. Like extra modes on a game like in a 50 game, like like I don't expect that kind of thing, and maybe that doesn't really apply to us as much, but like that and a lot of the terminals having like practice modes and extra characters and stuff, it feels like they put a lot of detail into it. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it's a little extra. I mean, it's a little nice. It's a nice little thing. But yeah, I mean, it's got a fundamental flaw with level design and the gimmick. I mean, it's cool still. And it's not just Block Koala that does shit like that. Paint Chase is good. Some people give Paint Chase shit. I haven't read that many opinions on every game, but I wouldn't kneel, but I'd say, hey, that's cute they have a map editor, and then say it's still shit. I still think Block Wall is shit, but it's more of a general statement, right? Like, Ninpek has a two-player mode. Did it have to have a two-player mode, right? Like, no. That's probably a fair bit of extra effort on some of these to have some of that. The billion extra missions. Yeah, but that's not an interesting, like, feature. Just more missions that are completely, like, generic. Oh, that's Block Hall's problem, is it has more missions that are boring as fuck. It's like user-generated stuff's a little bit more interesting. I don't think Block Hall would produce anything super cute there, but at least, like, having some kind of, like, little community or, like, custom-made shit, like, something worth giving some credit to, but, like, what, Uda having extra missions, and it's just... I gotta give, like, Ubisoft credit for having, like, more chests and checklists, you know? It's not about more content, it's like what it is. like an amount of detail, an amount of like extra features and stuff for a game with 50 games in it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I mean, I thought it was impressive that like Grimrock 1 had one, and I was talking up Grim Dawn too, that it had mods from the beginning. Especially nowadays with like live service ARPGs. I was like that kind of stuff. With Block Koala actually on the map editor, do you get like a code? Or is it all just local done? Yeah, you get a code. You could play somebody's Block Koala. With Block Koala, you really feel like they thought they were popping off. Because they have like a whole mode to make stuff, but it's like, I don't know anybody who wants to be fucking playing more Block Koala. It's a shame because I mean, you don't put a fucking editor in like that if you're not like, oh yeah, if you believe in it a bit. Like if you're just like, oh yeah, it's just some shit fucking Sokobon we're gonna slide in, like, would you really go to the trouble making like an editor? It's a shame. They needed to play more Sokobons, I guess, or cut down the levels to like 25 really good ones. Waiter. Ding 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 ding. More Black Koala, please, waiter, waiter. Yeah. I actually wonder how some people find some of the novelty in these. Like, obviously, like, you know, probably fellas like me or you are gonna find some of the novelty less interesting. I still find a lot of the novelty to be super cool, but I mean, a lot of people aren't playing this, so I guess it doesn't really matter, but like, somebody who's never played a Sokobon, like, what is Block Koala? How does that hit for you? Or like Barbuda? I feel like if you've not played anything like Barbuda, you're gonna get I feel like surely 90% of people get filtered by Barbuda's controls and shit. But yeah, Paint Chase. I saw some people knock Paint Chase. I thought it was fun, man. Is it like the best of the arcade games? Not really, but like it's good. It's a cool, like kind of like a little Splatoon concept, kind of like a Pac-Man Splatoon thing going on. Lots of variety of stages, lots of variety of enemies, and a like 20-30 minute fucking game. No, it's a simple concept. Sometimes it can be a little goofy and really end-loaded, which is like Splatoon. Only the end really matters. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those when you start learning like how it works. I mean, I cherried it after taking like a month break after like 2 attempts, but a lot of them just have like a steep learning curve or like strats. My biggest problem with Pan Chase, especially with the cherry, is it's really just like 2 or 3 levels decide the whole thing. Like if you squeeze by on Paint Chase, you're not gonna get a lot of points. But if you like thrive on a couple levels, you're pretty much good. But yeah. I had fun with it. I think this one was like a clean, like, gimmick that didn't last. Overstay its welcome. You're getting the second cat? Good, that'll be good for your... Oh, Vivian. That was Vivian, right? Like I mixed up the name. I'm allergic to cats, but I'd still like, they're chill. I like animals. But yeah, so I would say so far, and this is just tentative list. We'll do a proper tier list when I'm done. Allergy friendly cats. What the? Wait, how the hell's that work? Special breed that doesn't shed. I guess my parents' dog's that way. Yeah, Magic Garden. Some people really like Magic Garden. I would say it's good. I think it is good. This one's really to the point. It's a mix of like worm and like or snake and like I don't know what else. But yeah, I think Magic Garden's a good one. Simple to the point, nice little aesthetic and stuff. I think this one's pretty polished. I think the actual the high score mechanics are a little like hidden away. If you actually try to play this for a high score and don't experiment or go read online, it doesn't like. I don't think most people will just immediately assume. It's like to high score in this game, every potion you pick up in a row ups your multiplier. So you just like leave all the potions until the very end if you can, within reason. Once you get a gold potion, it adds more OPs to the screen for you to grab. So it's like the whole game is actually just like just barely managing the blues, because if you leave a potion on the ground, it like slowly turns into a better potion. So it's like you essentially just fill it with gold as best you can. It's really high skill. Like the high scores are impressive to watch online, but like I got like a 477k, although I thought it said I got 500 on there. It said 32. Oh, it's because I didn't win. I just got that score. That's right. But yeah, there's people who get like 6, 7, 8 million. You know, so it's like that one's a little weird in that like it doesn't like not super intuitive how you get high score. But I mean, just clearing it's fun either way. Maybe a good candidate for my AI digital pet ant farm picture frame coming in 5 years. Tamagotchi on your wall. Who, me? The cats? Mortals based. This one's really good. Oh, the allergic, yeah. Yeah, it's just, I don't even know how, like, deathly allergic, but I am allergic. If I touch my eye or face or something with cats around, I usually get fucked. I like hanging out with them. I won't stop me from petting them. I think more than good slash bad, what matters is how inventive and interesting the game is if you're going to rate it as an ensemble. Yeah, and then, like I said, I think if you think of it as an ensemble, like I said, I think it depends on how long they are and then how good, how clever they are on top of that, right? I'm just kind of shooting the shit about each game. Like some of these, they get long enough, like I said, Vanger, where it's like, okay, you know. Like, in a way, it's impressive that it is as long as it is for a game that's got 50 games in it and it's like 25 bucks. But on the flip side, it's also like, you know, the time investment. Like, how good is Vanger, right? For you know, how many hours it is, kind of thing. Some people really pop off about it, so. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you get, like, used to it. You get, like, some people just get allergy shots or have, like, cope. Yeah, I think Mortal's good. Really solid. Just really cool idea. Nice execution. Not too long. Plenty of room for, like, improvement. Fun cherry. A little, honestly, easier cherry than you'd expect. I think Velgress is good. This one's just, like, this is what you want all the arcade ones to feel like, in my opinion. Like, you just go in, It immediately feels crispy. It's quick. You just want to get right back into it. Maybe you spend a little too much time in the first area, but... And I do think, like... Maybe there could be a bit more money and things in the shop in a way. Yeah, but like Valgriss is like arcade, like distilled down. Like you're just another run, high skill, no bullshit. I don't know why I'm doing any right now. That's cool. I mean, everybody's gonna have just different taste on that. Like, I'm sure some people will just jump back in and impact. It was a bit more annoying to jump back in for me, but Valgriss was always fun. They did make a sequel, man. But it's not like Valgriss. Although Overbolt seems good. So, yeah. Full Death is shit. Tactics is good, I would say. Yeah, Campanella 2 is a bit... I would say this is a little disappointing, but... maybe just because Big Bell Race also exists. But yeah, another Valgriss would be cool. I think the Campanellas are kind of like trying to have like a bit of like a narrative thing. I'm not sure why they picked that. I guess because of the UFO thing. We'll see how Campanella 2 is. I mean, it seems like it's gone for more of like a roguelike thing. I've only played like 5 seconds, so I have no take on it. Right off the bat, like 10 minutes of it, I'm just like... I don't know how I feel about it. Kind of reminds me of a... What was that game called? It was a Sega one. It's not Fantasy Zone. One where you're like a little dude floating left and right, and then you like go to a shop after each level. And then some of the Yakuza games, it kind of reminds me of that, like more roguelike structure. We'll see. Some of these two do not have a great open, and then I end up liking them quite a bit after a bit, especially with the cherries. So, like, I'm not popping off for Campanella 2. You like Campanella 2? Yeah, I haven't played enough to say. It doesn't get me pumped like Valbrace and Overbold did, and I've barely played any of these. These are all pretty much just, I just freshly opened them. But it could grow on me, I'm sure. Yeah, Tactics I think is good. This is a cool idea. Kind of like an auto battler thing, but you're moving the chess pieces. I think it feels fast, but there's still some strategy you gotta think on the fly. I think it's a little too... It's got a little bit of a balance issue. I think bowmen and bombs are a little too... I think they're a little too... important. Yeah, I don't know why. I think Devolution is good. I think this one's good. I don't have any problem with it. I just haven't wanted to go back and, like, beat it. I mean, I put, like, 2 hours in. The cherries, I have to, like, go quick, too. Or just play really godly, I guess. My biggest problem with Devolution is they're long runs. Until I guess you get good enough to just, like, see the fucking Matrix lines. Oh, I got like a Steam friend request. If that was one of you guys, let me know. I feel like it's just somebody random. I've never got like a troll friend request on Steam, but I don't advertise the Steam. Probably not gonna accept it. I don't know who this is. It was like I wasn't even like on anything. But yeah, I think Devolution's good. That's a cute little one. Like I said, the runs are a little long, and I don't really care for the cherry requirement because it's like timer based. I'd rather just play more efficiently. Like I said, there's a few cherries so far that I think are like... I Steam having an issue now all the time. I'm gonna click this fucking account. Steam's having a fucking hissy fit. Okay. Block. Go to their account. They're advertising their meme game. I'm not a robot. Alright, anyways. Yeah, Devolution's cool. I just, for some reason, haven't wanted to sit down and like... I think it's the cherries that are kind of annoying. I think Kick Club's fun. I thought it was pretty good. My biggest problem with Kick Club is it's like... I'd almost prefer a harder but stage-based game. Because you spend so much time doing the first stage or two of Kick Club. To get your full clear. Because it's not terribly easy. But the mechanics feel really good. Like bouncing the ball everywhere. Keeping the ball alive by not having it bounce on the ground too much. Like there's a good bit of depth there. The hidden points aren't as annoying as like say like Nimpec is for lives or Campanella is for the hot coffees. I haven't played Bubble Bobble. But I mean Kick Club just feels good. I mean it's a good feeling game. Now you have the headbutt, the kick, you learn to like incorporate those all in and create combos. Like I said, memorizing the stages and like slowly like having like a plan, I think kind of gets old. I wouldn't call it like Velgris good or anything, like as far as the arcade ones go. I think Kick Club should have been like a Mega Man. Maybe have like another level or two. Have them maybe be harder. And like you just have to like get through them. Like each run's... How long does it take to beat this thing? At my best, it was like almost 20 minutes, right? And that's at my best, right? So like it's like 20, 30 minutes around. It's like... That's a little long for a game with like 4 worlds or whatever. You end up doing the first one like a shitload. So... Yeah. Avianos. I feel like this is a pretty neat little strategy thing. I almost would say this is more of an ensemble kind of neat game. I don't have a whole lot of desire to like play Avianos. I mean, I'll get the cherry, but like I don't have like a big problem with it. Like it's kind of like it's got like the auto total war thing. It's got the randomized like power up. Like there's a lot of depth to it, I guess. But it also feels in a way kind of dull. Like maybe it's the lack of tunes. Maybe it's like how powerful like bone strats are. I don't know. This is one where it's like it's cute as the ensemble, having those limitations and still making a pretty neat little strategy game with like a twist I like. But I don't find it like super engaging. Something like I haven't touched it again in like a month or something. I'll just knock out like a little bit here and there, and I don't know. That's maybe not the most glowing of mark, but maybe it just doesn't like click as much for me. But yeah, Avianos, I would say as like an ensemble thing, I don't mind it, but it's probably pushing mediocre for me. But it has its impressiveness because of the limitations and that they still make it pretty cool. Like multifaceted, like with the battles and all that kind of stuff, strategy game. I don't know, I mean 89, they're still pretty limited. Maybe less, but... I mean, I don't expect them to create like a full SNES game by the end of it, right? That would be like a monumental amount of effort. I think gearing it towards this era makes a lot more sense, and it's more interesting to see clever ideas in limited ways. We were just like in Donkey Kong Country era, it's like, well, then you have a crazy higher standards and like quantity, or you know, not quantity, but standards of aesthetics and the amount of assets and length and stuff like that. I don't know the average how much they could make back then. I mean, yeah, it's probably a little bit more, sure. I think for the sake of like the experiment, man, it's like I don't think dipping into like a SNES, deeper SNES era, like yeah, it'd be cool, but like to make like 15 SNES games or something would be like as like a crazy amount of fucking effort, right? I think it's like much more interesting to have a bunch of variety with more limitations and try to like apply all of like your game history and stuff to that. I mean, would it be still cool? Like, yeah. And I mean, I would like maybe there's even more genres by the end of it. I would like to see them dip into. There may be too much of some certain kinds, right? But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how these are. I really can't speak for them. But yeah, to be honest, alright. Mooncan I think it's really good. Yeah, we'll see by the end. I really just don't think it's at that point. No, I think that's fair. I just don't feel like ultra strong about that. I mean, we'll see when I'm done with the whole thing. Like, I don't think there's enough just like pure shit ones, but I mean, yeah, you could remove some of the fluff kind of, or just add ones and then. For me, it's like, I feel like a lot of them, it's not a lack of like fleshing them out though. Like with Porgy, it's just like a couple bad choices. And it's like, would cutting out a game like Zoldath really, like, would they change the Porgy shit? Like, probably not. Yeah, Vanger probably could use some extra. I feel like Vanger, it's a level design issue for me. I think some of the ones that seem the most weak, though, are because they are in some of the most competitive genres, too. Yeah, I would take a Barbuda, too, over, like, if you got rid of, like, Zoldath and, like, Hotfoot and gave me, like, Barbuda, too, then it's like, yeah, for sure. I get, though, that they'd rather have, like, a procedural exploration thing, and I don't really know with Hotfoot. I guess it's supposed to be more about, like, a versus FIFA type of deal. And so maybe for them, it's like that variety matters more than just like a hard sequel. Like, is there more potential for Barbuda to than like what we get with Zoldath and Hotfoot? Like, yeah. But I mean, I get the desire, right? The ensemble argument again, I think. But yeah, Mooncat's great. I think this one's really good. Probably the best atmosphere. I think this composer's best when they're doing more like kind of atmospheric type of tracks like this. And then the gameplay style is just really neat. Moongat's one I would like if it was longer, shit. But I mean, I'm glad that it didn't like overstay its welcome or anything. It's just funny that like I get like 10 hours of Rock On Island or Block Walla and Mooncat, which is like really good. Another thing about Mooncat though is it's not very punishing. Like it's difficult, but like you just restart the room, which is kind of refreshing. I definitely wouldn't mind if more of the games took that style. Like, there are games that, just have, like, essentially saves everywhere, like Golfaria and I guess Divers and shit and Vanger. But, like, the idea of, like, micro but tough challenges, there you have to wrap your mind around, like, a new style of controls. Like, I like that about Mooncat. It helps it stand out, and on top of having a cool atmosphere. I think Mooncat's definitely like another gold standard type of one. Like cool idea, doesn't overstay its welcome. Has some nice stuff going on. Enough variety and execution in it, and then it's over. Cheetah Ball feels really good. I don't really like fighting the NPCs as much, but it's a very crispy feeling versus game. I wouldn't call it mediocre or anything. We're trying to find the mediocre ones right now. I think Camouflage was good. I would have took like more Camouflage levels over Black Hole, but I mean, at the end of the day, I like that I didn't overstay its welcome, but it's funny that Black Hole has like 10 hours in Camouflage, which is like way better. It's like an hour long. I mean, it's also just the nature of Sokobans just taking forever to do anything. It doesn't help that Black Wall's level design is like super tedious. Campanella's good. I liked Golfaria. I get people calling it shit. I think Golfaria's got another really, it's like Onion Delivery, really steep, immediate, like, learning curve and, like, filtering. Look, they really believed in block call-up. And the idea of having a Sokoban in here, I think, is cool. But I don't even think it survives the ensemble, like, judgment scaling for me. Like, it's just not good enough. And I mean, once again, like, Sokobans are an insane genre of games, so I think going back to the drawing board and trying to make something more clever and like way smaller probably would have worked better. But I don't know. Yeah, but I like Golfaria. I didn't really have a big problem with it. I don't really think it's even mediocre. I liked exploring around and getting upgrades. I think it's got a rough start. And it could be more interesting at times, but it's cool. Warp Tank's based. Neat way of thinking about old school, kind of run gun levels, like more verticality and there's not a whole lot of games of that era. It's like you're thinking about like the ceiling or something on the other side of the room being part of like an instance, part of your strategy. Warp Tank's cool. Neat little mix of puzzling. I think. Yeah, that's my thing. Is like Vanguard kind of hurts a little bit because Warp Tank does like the basic gameplay better. But there's also just not a lot exactly like Warp Tank, I guess. So, with Vanguard, it didn't help that I had played a game that had its mechanics not that long ago. Like I played Ugly, which had a lot of like flipping around, like mirrored areas, and this was a gravity swap, but it's like it essentially feels kind of the same. I mean, Ugly is a totally different feel and style of game, but the gravity flip, especially after Warp Tank, didn't do as much for me. But yeah, Warp Tank Buck. I mean, this was good. I didn't like the overworld. I think once they get in the ensemble, I'm gonna jump around games a lot and just play a little bit. It's not something I normally do, but I do it in this, so it's kind of refreshing. Warp Tank's fucking horrible for that. Because you always start at like the same point in the beginning, and you have to go like 10 fucking gazillion miles to reach something, and it's very secretive and hard to find like areas. It's not like a super intuitive map. Just beat it in one setting. Well, yeah, what you could do, but I don't think it would have hurt to just like let you save and quit on the map wherever you wanted. Cherry was fun enough. They give you hints to where the coffees are. It's cute going back and like doing the levels again with more mastery because you go through them a lot quicker. There's no like challenge for time, but it's there. I don't think it's the most interesting Cherry, but it's a good enough game where it's like just going back and playing them again is nice. So. Waldorf's. Waldorf's is cool. I mean, it's really small. It's really short. It's hard to really... Like, it's not, like, crazy good or anything. But, like, it's got some atmosphere. It's funny, because you're fucking the big walrus flying. It feels kind of neat. You start to master, like... And, like, be able to read your jumps a lot better, and I think it's cool. Yeah, Ultra Soul. It doesn't overstay its welcome. I don't know why it reminds me of Echo the Dolphin. I think it's because you're just like some dude and it's like surreal. But yeah, having the items and stuff. I don't like the cherry in this, really. Because all it is just don't use items and collect a bunch of money. So it's all about just mastering basic jump. I don't really like cherries that don't incorporate all aspects of the game. Because I think then... Like, I want the cherry to, like, be like, hey, you know, you're really good at, like, the game, right? Not like, hey, you're just really good at Waldorf's basic jump. You know, it's like, I want to use, like, different abilities and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, even with the cherry, you're gonna spend, like, an hour on Waldorf, right? It's like, I'd rather spend it on, like, the good stuff. But I still had fun with it, doing the cherry and everything, so. But Waldorf just has like a nice little atmosphere, the dream world and shit. It's fun enough. Like, yeah, you can't see where you're going sometimes, and there's a few leaps of faith, but... Like, it's fun just to do around here and there. And it's funny, it's got charm, yeah. Oi! I'm back, bitch. Oi! Yeah, I think Waldorf is good. Yeah, like I said, Porgy, the most disappointing game. Like, could have been amazing. The loadout system just makes it shit. Like, yeah, you get rid of the loadout system, the game's like 4 or 5 hours long, but man, it would have been a nice 4 or 5 hours. I mean, just make the rest of it a little harder. I just don't know what they're thinking. Like, you already are doing really long runs constantly. And then, like, requiring, like, very specific loadouts, and it just means you have to go back and forth, like, way more often for the 100%. And it means you ignore all of, like, the fun movement combat shit, which tends to have, like, a downside to them anyways, so. Yeah, no. Shame on Porgy for sure. That could have been cool. Caramel. I would say this one's probably mediocre. There's much better shmups out there, and I don't think the gimmick on this, the photo taking, is good enough. Like, it's cute, but there's so many neat, like, gimmicks in these shmups. There's so many that have their little gimmick, right? And I mean, I wouldn't even call myself someone who's, like, super jacked into the genre yet. It's nice that it's not a super long game, and it's surprisingly easier to cherry than you'd think. I think some people just get scared. The Seaside Drive based. This is another spot. That sounds cool. But, like, it's fun. I don't think, like, it's got a crazy cool atmosphere. It's nice it's got, like, 2 players and shit. But I don't know, it's like, I liked learning this one because it's a little shorter than your average shmup. Like, that was kind of nice. But I don't know, like, in this game, you can take pictures of the background and get, like, extra points and stuff. I think they could have, like, made that more of a thing, because you're always going to use it just for, like, fighting guys. Like, it's cool you stun dudes, for sure, don't get me wrong, like, it's not a bad mechanic. But I think for, like, how just close quarters, and I mean, that's so typical of, like, I feel like side-scroll shmup. Like it is, and how kind of samey sometimes that can feel. And how hard it is at the beginning. I feel like maybe the mechanic could have a little extra something. Like, I don't think it's like I had fun getting the cherry and learning it. It's one that definitely takes some time to grow on you, but I don't think it's a great game by any means. There's just too many good shmups out there, and I don't think the fresh ideas on this are good enough for what's not really that great a level design. You definitely get good. I mean, if you just want like a quick bite-sized like experience of a shmup, like the feeling of getting good and mastering it, like, and you know, you don't want to do like a full shmup in like another game, like it's good for that because it's only a few stages, but the true ending's kind of whatever too. I mean, you just have to take a picture of a hidden UF and an O in the game, and then you fight a secret final boss. Yeah, that's the thing, is shmups are already pretty close to bite size. Like, this one's even more so. It's 3 levels with the Star Fox, like, asteroid in between that takes like a minute. And then the secret final boss, like each run is like, yeah, my best was like 20 minutes with the boss, and the boss is probably a good 3 minutes. Although I will say, Caramel, you spend 90% of your time in the first world. And if you die, it still like cuts lives off, I think, but you kind of want to like force reset it. I do wish each game had like more options for resetting levels and stuff, but yeah, I'd say this one's probably mediocre. Party House. Seems good, but I haven't played enough of it. Murdoch Scramble. What's the name? Clyde Dimesdale Eggs Benedict or some shit. Yeah, Hotfoot shit. Divers like ranges from mediocre to like good for me. I think Porgy already kind of does the going all the way to the bottom thing. But like it kind of is a little played out at that point. I think Divers is incredibly linear for seeming like an exploration game. Because you get absolutely fucking totaled by anything that isn't exactly what you need to deal with at the time. And some of the little side dungeons, especially early, can be take a little bit. I don't think you can fight a lot of guys in a row, so you end up going back really often. Like, you're usually spent after like a fight or two, so they want you to kind of grind a bit more. I think the two-hand system is cute, but I don't think it has that much depth to it. And I think the elemental stuff's kind of ignorable. I like the atmosphere, especially by the end of it. The like almost horror atmosphere, but I don't know. In a way I think Divers is good, but I'm like 6+ hours. I'm like, what the fuck? I think Buckwall's one of the shittiest. These guys, this chat, man, these motherfuckers. A man can't have a mixed, full bodied, as they'd say, opinion on something. You mean Volbrace? Yeah, Volbrace seems based. Yeah, my favorite games, Higurashi, and Block Hole. Yeah, I just started them up just to start them up because I was gonna get off soon. I was tired, had a headache, and was dizzy all day. But no, Volbrace seems sick. Yeah. Kirk said that Campanile 2 is cool. I didn't play enough. It didn't immediately grab me, but I mean, I'm gonna stick with it, of course. Hyper Contender seemed kind of just like a weird smash, but it was alright. The Valbrace seems cool. I've been up for almost 15 hours. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for this one. I really hope it's got a cool cherry. 1880. So yeah, it's like a fucking first-person dungeon crawler with like fucking like punch out and shit. That's cool, man. I like this one. I'm not gonna do any more. Well, I'm gonna like walk around and fight one guy. You guys know what I'm talking about. Okay. You got like a spell combo and shit. Alex too. I can't believe they stole the first person dungeon crawling from Hylix too. Yeah, this game seems cool. I really hope it's not like a lame cherry. But yeah, so Rail Heist I think is based. This is easily like god tier. Especially if you're going for the cherry. I think you really the breadth of like strategies and like all the little emergent gameplay, like it's just an immersive sim, but like in a retro style, and it like perfectly encapsulates like what an immersive sim is, where you can just like mess with everything. Items have more depth than you'd ever expect. Interactions between items, they introduce new mechanics pretty often. Like just rules, because like all the guys are really good, right? They always are perfect shots. If they see you, but like that creates like rules. It doesn't feel like unfair or anything like that. And the timer, yeah, the music's great. The aesthetics are awesome. Yeah, real high as fuck. Like this one's really good. This one is like a really cool blend of like, yeah, that retro future like modern kind of thing, but like mixed with old school game, but like distilled into like the pure element of it. And it's really fun, right? Like this isn't just like a worse like immersive sim. It brings something fresh to the table because it is more simple. Like, you know, they've got like timers that are only a minute or two. Like there's no immersive sim really doing that, so I think they have a really good idea with this and executed super well. So. I already talked about. I guess right now we're doing the mediocre and good ones that I've played. I mentioned the ones that were just shit, but mainly we're talking about the mediocre stuff. But yeah, I would say Vanger's probably mediocre for me. I think it's got some cool music. I think it being a Metroidvania is really exciting at first. That fucking loser yelling again. I need to cancel Madden forever so this guy stops talking. And football. Guy needs to shut up, man. But yeah, sadly Vanger, even though I feel like it like should have been one of the best ones for me, ended up being kind of mediocre. I think for how long it is, I mean it's longer than like Metroid Zero Mission. So I think its level design is like, even though there are shortcuts, is far too backtrack heavy, far too focused on gauntlets. And while you get new abilities and stuff to like help you get through areas, it usually just lets you tank shit. Otherwise, it's just kind of like lock and key stuff. I think if you break apart each individual thing in Vanguard, it's cool. Like, oh, it's got the module system where you can combine modules to like, you know, create stronger, like more interesting abilities, right? Like okay, I can make like a fucking gun that shoots harder and also shoots twice as far and also shoots through walls and has a triple shot. But if I do that, then I start taking damage. It's like cool in theory, but the level design really doesn't have enough situations for you to use this kind of thing, except just if you want to like melt bosses, right? It's like, okay, a drone. It's like, okay, that's cool. It's like being able to drain health with the drone. It's like, well, that's very combat focused as well. It's like reducing spike damage, defense up. Like these are some of your most useful things because like you take a lot of damage in this and stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like you need certain things to get certain things anyway, so you're gonna kind of go back and forth and like have to change your loadout. But it's like for exploration, it's always like hotshot or magmatech. Then it's Shadow, and then it's either Thunder or Zapshot. Meteor Stomp is way too hard to use to just leave it on all the time, so it's like Spike. And like this is kind of the setup if you want to like get 100% and not have to backtrack a lot. And then you just walk into a boss and you just like put everything on shot. And like that's kind of it. So it's like, it's cool there is stuff like Blip, which does do a fair amount of damage. But I just don't think the level design facilitates enough really cool combos. I feel like it could have been a lot more clever. Like it looks really cool when I'm just talking about it. You're like, well, you could do the crazy shield and you could do the stomp and shit with the shield, and it's like it's insane. But like, when do you really use it? There's like 4 items that need this, so you'd use it for fighting, and it's like half the time there's just like almost insta death spikes sitting everywhere. So it's just like how tough the little gauntlets are. You're always just gonna go for like spike protection and shit. So. And it takes a long time to find some of these things. So you could go ways that take like 20-30 minutes and then find out there's nothing you could do until later, and then take another 20 minutes back or some shit. So some of the bosses are cool. I like the idea of like the gravity flipping, but once again, I just don't think the level design's quite there for how long the game is. Like 100% was like 8 hours for me. I think you could probably beat the game in like 4, 5. effective. I would say Vanguard is probably mediocre. Rock on Island, like I said, this one is like mediocre to like shit for me. I think as an ensemble thing, it's cool. But it's way too long. It's like a slog. Like I like the tower defense stuff, but it's very trial and error. And it's very tedious to sell the chickens and put all the stuff together every single time to find out you like slightly missed one thing or, you know, and then do it all again. And I think when they're trying to be really short and clever, it's cool. But by the end, to finish a level, it takes like over an hour. And it can get very, I've said it already a few times this year, but it gets very formulaic. Like you go very tight, very like trial and error until you essentially can create a bunch of chickens, and then as soon as you do, it's over. And then you just go through the motions because your economy is crazy. So like it's cool as like a thing that's just part of UFO 50. Like it's neat they did like an old school like a little tower defense, but it's honestly for the cherry too fucking long and just not clever enough. And then out of the other ones I've actually played, this tell, like I said, this one's probably mediocre. I don't think it's doing anything fancy enough. And I think the balance is shit. Like, I talked about it earlier, but we probably got more people here now. It's like, so this is a beat 'em up, and a lot of beat 'em ups, it's like, well, one, I mean, you get problems right off the start. Recovery and throw, I don't find valuable in any way. So it's like you don't want to play as the chicks. Because it would take like 2 full levels to upgrade their power. And you can't upgrade throw. From what I understand, but it's like, the thing is, throw sucks. You don't want to throw, guys. So like the strategy in this game, especially for the cherry, is like this. You inch forward, sit beneath a guy, take a small break after a chain, and then do another string. You can get to the point where you can like just take a guy out in one string, but for bosses you just like, you just do this. And that's how you win like the whole fucking game. You like inch forward until the guy spawns, because it's not like, because it's like kind of scroll based. So it's like you want to just like barely inch forward to not spawn too many guys at once. Yeah, but like Final Fight has a lot more charm, I feel like. And you're like haggard and stuff and you're fucking around. But it's like with the cherry with this, you have to do it in 0 continues. So it's like if you're just playing it natural, yeah, it's cool, you know. You know, you're picking up stuff, I guess, and throwing it. I mean, I'd still recommend go play Final Fight or something instead. Yeah, yeah. And it's like, I don't mind that. Like, it feels cool to do a string and then another string. But the problem is, like, that's the whole game. You don't want to pick up items because you don't want to knock guys back, because that just gives them, then you have to approach again, or worried about getting, like, you know, surrounded. It's like you have the dodge, which is useful on a few guys. The jump kick is nice for like approaching and moving around. This takes too long, I feel like, afterwards to be super useful. But it's like, you know, this is a nice get out of jail card. Like, it has options, but I'm not really mixing them in a whole lot. It's mostly about methodical, like, jab gameplay and like just barely scrolling the screen. Yeah, I mean, the punch jab thing they probably left in on purpose. The thing is, I feel like picking up items like this needs to be like better. It's like, okay, I hit this guy, right? He gets knocked back. He's gonna take like another hit, or I could just walk up to him, do one string, and he's just gone, right? So it's like, why would I ever want to like give the guy another opportunity to get close? I mean, there's times you do want to knock a guy away. But if you want to knock him away, you just finish the string and kick him, right? You can even delay it and then kick another guy. So it's like, you know, I've played some of these where it's like you're doing like parries and like jukes, and you're like really managing the field and using like your throwables and stuff like that. And this, it's like you play it very. I saw somebody call it disciplined, and I would say most like beat 'em ups that you actually, you know, you're gonna try to 1cc or just clear them anyways. Like you do play more disciplined than you'd think. There's some that you just go wild, like fight and rage and shit. But it's almost like so disciplined that you don't end up even like using like most of the mechanics. Like I had fun still doing it. Oops, I went too far there. Yeah, it's got a upgrade system. It's not really like clever, like unique. Yeah, like picking stuff up usually just takes too long, and it gets in your way. So I just don't fuck with it. So you'll be beating some guy and act like I pick some shit up, which is a problem with like the 2 buttons, I guess. What the hell? There's still somebody up or something? Is this supposed to just scroll right now? Oh, nice glitch. That's new. So yeah, that's kind of my thing with it. Like, if it was just like, you know, some old beat 'em up, maybe I wouldn't think twice about it, but it's like, you kind of expect like a little bit more of like a clever something, right? Oh yeah, you have the charge up too, I forgot this even exists. So it's like you go play like River City Rampage or whatever on the NES, and it's got like a more interesting like upgrade RPG system. Like a whole world you explore, and maybe it's not as in depth and shit, but it has like co-op and stuff, and it's funny and goofy. So it's like, you know, what's the novelty on this one? It's more just that it is a beat 'em up, and it has some violence and stuff. It's not bad for sure, but I don't think it brings enough to the table, and for its cherry being so like kind of lopsided on the strategy is kind of whatever. The final boss is definitely the hardest too, but I don't know. I mean, it's got some charm. There's like giant octopus fight and shit, and there's like aliens kidnapping you and all that. So it's like it's got definitely more charm than most. But I would say it's probably mediocre. And then Pilot Quest. This one's like, I feel like the ensemble game, right? Because it literally is. It just plays in the background. I think Pilot Quest is a fun enough time. I think it's a cute little game to play in between all of them, like you're supposed to. You do a little run, grab some stuff. I think the cherry's dog shit and promotes grinding instead of going through more loops. And even if it was more loops, one loop is enough for me in Pilot Quest. It is not a very in-depth town builder. The procedural elements are not super juicy to make the Zelda stuff feel super awesome, but it's like totally a cool little game you play in between the other ones. It was a great palate cleanser. Yeah, that's where I'm at so far. I think most of them are good. Some of them are great. There's like a handful that are shit, and another handful that are mediocre. We'll see going forwards. These recent ones are scaring me a little bit. Overbold seems really good. Pin Golf, I'm not sure. It seems fine. It's definitely fun just to play through real quick. Mortal 2 could be absolute annoying horseshit. What? Could be based. Campanella 2 maybe has some potential, but I don't know. Hyper Contender seems not super good, but maybe it's cool multiplayer. Valve Race seems good. For sure. I'll try to stream this whole one. I think Hyper Contender I'll probably end up doing off stream and maybe pin golf and something else. It just depends if I want to stream. I'll stream them, but like Valbrace, I actually want to like make sure it's all seen. Yeah, I think that's kind of where we're at right now. I mean, game's great. I love this game. It's really cool. Very impressive game, but we'll do like a full tier list for all of them. I think at the end, I've carried everything. Assuming I do. I'm on the path right now, but yeah. So, anyways, guys, short stream. I just kind of wanted to get those games off the ground. I wanted to at least start them all on stream, even if I don't end them all on stream. But pretty tired. About time to hey for me. Yeah, I still got a little bit of a headache, but so it'll be probably gone after sleep. Hurts more when I do this. I shouldn't do it. Yeah, thanks for chatting, folks. It was a pleasure. We'll probably be doing Fast Libra tomorrow. There's a chance maybe I do Grimrock 2. If Average says something, maybe I would do Neon White. I just want to do like a Chill Zelda thing. We'll do the Prodigal, the Bruce gift game. Those are the options right now. I'll probably do Ask Libra just because it's like long, and I think the people who are interested are. This is kind of the time frame for them, so but we'll see. I'm not feeling it.